In Raid Shadow Legends there are tournaments where there is only one winner. I'll show you a specific tournament. Actually there are multiple winners sometimes because 10 plus people can win something. But at the same time there is just a limited number of people who are able to get a given prize. Let's suppose that in this specific case my objective is to get this ancient shard. Well, I could also get the top prizes as well, for example these charm chests, but I would prefer the ancient shard in this specific case. You need to target that you get exactly the number of points that you need for that goal, or as close to it as possible. Now what I can do in this specific case is I think play the tournament level 11 to get as close to it as possible. I can finish this quite quickly and I have just enough energy for this. Hopefully I don't need to refill right now for the sake of the recording. I'll do a super raid and let's get started. I need 21 points. I'll select the middle opponent because you want the side opponents to live. Unfortunately I'm not that good at this because I'm a bit too strong, but at least I'm not buffed. That's a good thing. So if he steals the buffs, there is not much that he steals. Anyway, this is gonna be an unlucky situation because the boss has already transformed, but it doesn't matter. This is just an event dungeon, like in half a year you'll get a different event dungeon. Anyway, we won and I got only 16. That's bad because for the sake of the video I might need to get some energy refill. Anyway, you see that we're getting quite close to the desired amount. And then for 3100 you get the soul stone, so this is amazing. 3095 is the value. This time I won't even play a super raid, I will just play a regular one, a really small, just 5 points, as close to 3100 as possible. Because if anyone else comes and tries to take the reward, in that case I can still choose to hold on to a lower reward. What am I talking about? One example is like position 8 or position 9. 40 gems are worth 130 energy and 150 is more than 130. So you want to be 9th, not 8th in this specific case. So getting as close to the threshold as possible is usually better. Now what do I want here in position 5, assuming that 2 people go for it, there is just one hour remaining. Do I want 1 ancient shard or do I want 75 gems? That's a good question and I don't have a correct answer to this because there is a conversion ratio between the two gem shop. So you see 900 gems are worth 11 ancient shards. So this means that 80 gems plus, well, 20 divided by 11, so like 82 gems are worth basically 1 ancient shard in this specific conversion ratio. So 82 gems. Is it 82 gems? Or is it the amount that I'm gonna win? And let's see what is the amount for 8th place, what is the amount for 9th place. After the preloader is there. 75. So given that 82 is better than 75, and given that shards are a bit more scarce than gems, I'm tempted to go to the top. And then as soon as you figured out what you need exactly to win that specific reward that you're after, then you can decide on going for higher prices. Now here, the best thing that I really wanted is the shards. Now relic materials, they are kind of random, yeah, they can be sold, but I badly need shards to be able to compete in Summer Rush and Champion Chase. So I badly need them. So this is the best thing that I can get. Here I settle for 4th place. But it's not every tournament where you can be that lucky, that privileged to settle for 4th place. Because there are specific tournaments, and this is a really ugly, dirty move from Plarium, once again. So this is an excellent game. This game has so much potential. And Plarium is just destroying it with some of these things. Because all of a sudden, you know, you have an amazing Void Legendary Champion. And you might want the 5-star stall for it. Usually there is some event afterwards. And now they decided on making a spending fest. So you group 100 players in one group, because every group has about like 100 players, you can see. Many of them have scored 0. I'm not even competing, I'm not going for this fusion. So 100 players in total. Active players, in fact, because in this group you see that everyone is kind of active. And someone will eventually lose. For someone it's gonna be a disaster. Because you need to spend your way to first place. And you know how evil this is? Because I can collect 10,000 points in less than 10 minutes. If I have enough ancient shards. In fact, less than 2 minutes. Imagine that I purchase 100 ancient shards. Not as if you needed 100 to win this. It takes a fortune to do that already. So like 4 digits, I would say, in terms of money. So I have 100 ancient shards. And out of those 100 ancient shards, well, if this was summon rush, then I would get 50,000 points. But given this is champion chase, some of them are gonna be legendary. So I can easily get multiple 10,000 points out of those ancient shards. Or just do the fusion, the full fusion, and then you get another legendary. So these things, like last minute, you can get a huge amount of points. And you can never be safe. So if I stood here at 15,000 points, the opponent had 5,000 points, and I would not be sure in the last half an hour whether the opponent goes for it or not. That's the difficulty of this type of event. And only one can win out of 100. This is evil. So you see that in some tournaments. It's very much like the game, where imagine that you can win $1,000, you can just bid for it in $100 increments. So you bid $100 to get $1,000. Well, that's a good deal, isn't it? But the rules of the game say that if the second player bids 2, in that case, and there are 2 bids, then let's say I bid for 700, the opponent bids for 600, then I win if the opponent gives up. So I win the 1,000, I make a 300 profit. But the opponent also pays the 600 that he has bid. Understand this difficulty? So if you start playing, it is never rational to quit in the short run, because you can always have a chance to win. And then once one player bids for 5,000, the other player bids for 4,900, then, you know, just to recoup your losses, that no one is gonna win. Or make a profit anymore. Someone will win the 1,000, but they already have a 4,000 loss. See, this is the type of tournament. So in order to win a tournament like this and have a good track record, just pretend that I wanted to go for first place. Actually, in this tournament specifically, first place is very well reachable. Opponents are tired and they have spent their resources elsewhere. If I wanted to go for these 75 relic things plus the 6 artifacts, they are not bad, and like 6-star artifacts, everything is great, but right now it would cost me quite a lot of gems to get there. Now I can finance this for a full hour. Then you need to see your velocity, you need to be able to estimate your opponent's velocity as well as activity. And you need to start your final rush early enough to know what is going on. So if you started attacking for first place, in that case you need to do it in a way that you have enough time to get first place, and then you need to still continue playing, so that in the final rush, if the opponent starts to wake up, let's say 20 minutes from the end, which oftentimes happens, and they go for it, then you need to play all the way until the end, and it may cost you 40 diamonds, 80 diamonds, even 400 diamonds if you're unlucky and you can do things quickly enough. Now, this is one of the strategies, so you snipe at the end. The other strategy is deterrence, that you overspend on purpose, the gems at least, so that your opponent is not incentivized to play. And in that case, you do the double knockout strategy. That's also a bidding strategy. So you knock out the opponents once that you have like a 4,200 bid, And the second knockout comes like 1 hour or 2 hours from the end, when you continue playing and let's say you add some mild activity in there so that the opponent see that you're still active. Then they won't even try. Okay, it's important. Don't do the following. You try to go for first place, it's like very much on the edge in terms of time, and if the opponent stays inactive you win, but if the opponent becomes active you lose. Oftentimes the opponent becomes active, like often enough in my experience, and then you just lose and you spend the resources for nothing. Don't do that. So what you can do is just plan ahead, like way ahead, and then you can win these tournaments at an alarmingly high rate. Just plan your resources. Resource planning is more important than timing of the activity, because then you know what you can spend on and how. So let's say we have 6 energy. Do I have, no, we need at least 8 energy, so I'm not gonna spend on winning this, because in 6 minutes we get, or 5 minutes we get like 2 more energy. So I won't finish at least this tournament in the video. Also make sure to know that you can spend your daily energy. So you know, in quests oftentimes you have like daily energy. You can unlock the weekly energy as well, which I have. Like there are a couple of missions like this. Also the monthly, so you can unlock many of these, let alone the advanced. So if I manage to go for all the advanced, I will do it now. The problem is that I want to go for the 6 fortress keys, but it costs me more than 50 energy to get 50 energy. I still want to go for it because soul stones, I mean, they are important. So this is something for me for the late afternoon. So I cannot get any energy out of this because it's I'm still recouping energy. Like let's say I do this in the evening or like early night. But you can look around. Sometimes in the clan shop you have something. Sometimes you just complete the clan and you check in. Well, and sometimes you get the chest. Sometimes the clan shop contains proper things. This time not, because it's next week where you have clan versus clan, where you have the 1000 energy. And sometimes when you go to the bazaar, so where is it? Arena, tag team, and by the way, refresh it. First one seems quite easy. Here you see it's still like 1 day 13 hours until that. Oh, I pick up the ancient shard, by the way. I badly won this. I also pick up the like this champion, Huntress, because as you can see in tournaments, oftentimes you need enough characters to fragment someone. And Huntress, you see that I already have 90, I just need 10 more. And it's also good for the Relic Keeper fusion, by the way, I think. We can see which fusion it is. Relic Keeper. Or no, it's not the Relic Keeper, it's the other one. Was it? Wait a minute, is it still the... So Sorceress? This one? No, it's not the Relic Keeper. There is one fusion where you have a Huntress. A need for a Huntress. This one, yeah, this one. Here is Huntress. So you evidently, you don't use this fusion because you that badly want this Broadmaw champion. It's not, this is not the best champion that you have seen in your life, but it's a champion chase points. You do it for the champion chase points, and that's why purchasing Huntress is a good thing. And I think you can fuse this champion as many times as you want, as far as I know. Unlike Lady Mikaga, you can only fuse Lady Mikaga once. Relic Keeper, you can fuse him as many times as you want to. So you prepare the champions for fusion for champion chase, evidently. Level them up, rank them up, and so on. And that's how you prepare for these events. And hoard everything. You hoard your soul stones, for example, for as long as possible. I managed to get rid of them in the Deck of Fate last time, unfortunately, in that like really weird event. So you hoard things so that you can spend optimally. And oftentimes you win, for example in Champion Chase, for example in some other games, when you can do something really quickly last minute. If there is a champion training tournament, you can also rank up, let's say, quite a few champions to level 6 last minute, and then the opponent won't be able to react. But then make sure to do your homework and know that you're faster than the opponent. And by the way, if you're looking for energy, look around in other tournaments. For example, Tag Arena, I neglected it quite a lot. So maybe playing Tag Arena enough to get the 300 energy helps. So, or 300 points for 100 energy, that helps because that doesn't cost you any money. And also when you level up to level 75, it's gonna happen to me latest tomorrow. In that case, that helps too. So plan ahead, way ahead, and then you're gonna be quite successful.